So now, karibu back to the channel. This is Albert Chikundi, your host. Now, Khaligraph Jones has released another tune. I saw kind of a teaser that he released yesterday. Yes, this is Nature Binadamu. This felt one is going for the heartstrings. So, as you know, this is the Khaligraph Jones reaction channel when it comes to music. Actually, I realize I only kind of react to his music only, but I'll expand the repertoire. Ni vile huyu it's a long time, fan for a long time, over 10 years umekuwa na mtu unaona anaendelea kubuild up, build and build, and the music keeps getting better, the music keeps staying top. So let's listen to Nature ya Binadamu by Khaligraph Jones after me subscribe to the channel. Sindio? Twende kazi. Ni kama alishoot hiyo kwa ile dormitory yake ile alijenga as a big house. Kama hoteli. Ama ni hoteli ama it's the house.
See, you can have it all today and tomorrow you lose it all. We tend to get confused when our back's against the wall. Especially when you ain't got no one to call. You feel the only option is your body at the morgue. Wengi wanaelewa hii uchungu, ndo kila kitu mi udumi wachie Mungu. Kuna situation bado zikuwa ngumu, jukuna time karibu nimeze sumu. Ushaifika kwa edge.
I like these songs. What does it remind me of? The 90s, like there used to be this kind of R&B switch. An R&B person does a hook, then it reminds me of a song. Smile for me. I don't know why it reminds me. Smile for me, won't you smile? That one. Smile. It has the same vibe.
Yes. To call it quits. How that my father was dead, not was I only pissed. I was angry at the world, I was devastated. Would you believe me if I told you that I barely made it? Facts. How you handled the loss of a father when 2 years prior you had just buried your brother.
Hey.
I
like that he does that. That is feeling. Pocketing. Good one.
You handled the loss of a father when 2 years prior you had just buried your brother. Honestly, John Pelekeni Narada. It's like the weight of the world is right on your shoulders. Now when the water wanna take me a soldier. Slowly bidding the land could navigate bila emotion. But believe me, this here runs deeper than the ocean. Join this music thing.
Hiyo ni Mombasani ama wapi hapo?
Bila emotion, but believe me, this here runs deeper than the ocean.
Is that the ocean behind there? So we probably shot this in Mombasa, yes. Or Diani, one of them places. Hapa hiyo. Ama hata amenunua keja huko Mombasa na.
On this music thing we gotta send to my name, but many men started branding me 50. And I know that there's a lot of brothers who be going through the same, but one thing about this life is a mystery.
I was wondering where I was going to add that the 50. Sikia hiyo. Unajua mistari kwa mistari hiyo.
That there's a lot of brothers who be going through the same, but one thing about this life is a mystery.
Sasa hebu tusikie.
Nilikuwa nataka kueleza send to my name, but many men started branding me 50.
Branding me 50. Alafu kombele kweka mystery.
And I know that.
By the way, I just live next to a construction site now. Watu walinunua ploti wakaanza kujenga. But I have to record videos.
There's a lot of brothers who be going through the same, but one.
I hope it's not too distracting. I think I'm trying to put the background noise suppression a bit. So I hope it's not too much.
Thing about this life is a mystery. They asked me about the formula, but I can't tell. Cause bro, I couldn't count how many times I fell.
And that's the thing. You see, like a lot of people, ukishajaribu, when you stay on a thing for a long time and people don't realize how much sacrifice you've put on it. When you succeed, suddenly you have to wanabonga. Whichever, the success usually follows the person who's persistent. That's what I've always found. And I think that's always, that's all we've lost. Oh my God. Anyway. It's like real harsh.
Namboni guide unisaidie kwa mafikra.
This is absolutely Mombasa. Yeah, that's the vibe. I know that.
Ni survive we pekee ndo utanishia.
Of course.
Won't let my pride inichafulie picture. Siko surprised wakitrash on what I build. Yo ndo nature binadamu. Yo ndo nature binadamu. Oh, yes.
Roblek.
Yo ndo nature binadamu. Yo ndo nature binadamu. Yo ndo nature binadamu. Yo ndo nature binadamu. Behind the curtains, I'll be fighting my own battles alone. Treading carefully, cause I got to handle my own. I had a dream that if I ever make it, naim Ziki, I'm gonna start a label and just set kwa ofisi, which I eventually.
Yes, yeah, I think that's for most artists, that's kind of the most freeing position. Where umepata do yako umetenza studio. Like I think most artists, serious artists, have their studios in their house or a studio just somewhere built where they can just go record their things and hire producer wanafanya works. You own your material. Now check. So anyway, this is one of those songs where you actually talk about the lyrics, more than how they're delivered because the message is heavy. I appreciate.
Julie did me na Franco pale 5-8 kasainza gini julitaka pia julikane, but I work out vile tulidhani amicably cancelled the contract bila hata kubishana. But I hear later Braka pass away. Guess who they blame me now? Papa J. Bogie ain't a clue, but they got much to say.
You see, in this industry, there are very few people who've actually made good money for you to blame them for somebody's success or failure. Especially these like small time producers who are trying to do things in their bedrooms and whatnot. Those guys don't have money. It's usually a give and take between the artists. I think say there was a guy called Ares who I remember even we did something with Uko Moja. The people like that, like they stick, they try, and unless you score like a big artist and you enter a certain market or you know how to do it yourself and build, you really can't. So a lot of this, there are those who did that, and those ones who did that are actually even in power now. Hao ndio walikula doo yote. So they spent all the money. The people that remained that didn't really have the acumen for the business or the hustle properly, or maybe many other things, but usually it's that. Because you don't understand the game, then you get taken advantage of a lot. Sometimes umefungiwa, you realize that you have to do it by yourself. You just simply not do the work because you have to do the work. There's no other.
The price of fame is in the stories every other day. But it is well with my soul. Says he regret to say that bro, I try to reach to his goals. And though I don't got the control of how the story is told, I gotta be bold. Depression is a fine and fold. Na mutually is a kasinge kona.
William said this guy has remained with a lot of the people he started with and what, like Musata Musewa video, I think is more the person they started with, more or less. That's why I have issues with a lot of his videos because the guy is very limited in his scope, but it is what it is. Wanapiga vile wamepiga na jamaa ameendelea kugrow. I guess sometimes the loyalty part can surpass, but it is what it is.
Vitu niko nazo, success na fame, my hits na makolabo, pake networks na whips on the double. Bado mungeni blame ama mungeni kulia vako. I know to whom much is given then much is expected, but they be expecting more than what you could ever give. It's strange how some people who claim to be
Sailo kona pesa mzee lazima people have to expect things from you. It is what it is. For me, it's when you get the money and the responsibility, you embrace it full and you do your thing. You don't become a fool, but you build now because having money is having capital to do even greater things. My thoughts.
They don't even want to see you live. And my heart still bleeds for Chris Cantata. When I heard he was sick, I pray that he get better.
Acha nikwambie the thing. The time I went to Ngong, I was just one of those drinking plants. I went to Ngong. I mean, nikamit Chris Cantata base fulani. That's the time I realized whom said, like, he had already gotten, like, the alcohol had taken over. Yeah, that was his main problem, alcohol. And siko ubaya kusema because it is what it is. You're just not going to pretend that's the things. And a lot of artists, they disappear there. A lot of artists' personalities cannot get out of addiction. That's the worst thing. So mara mingi kama wewe ni msanii unafaa kuchorea. Any of these addictive things unachorea. Because most of them can't handle it because they want over and over excessive. It's the personality. If you are really that artist, that honest artist, you always have that kind of personality. So you always have to try and keep it in check. The wild nature of artists and all that, You want to try everything. It was very sad, but he'd not been in the game for a very long time. Sometimes it's somebody just they can't overcome the challenges, and that's what it is.
God had different plans as much as we hope for the opposite. Silence is the perfect response for all the gossiping. And when I go out on my way to lend a hand, I never expect anything in return. I'm still a student of this thing called life, so every day I continue to learn. Naomba ni guide unisaidie kwa mafikra, ndo ni survive wepe kendo tani shield. Won't let my pride inichafulie picture. Siko surprised wakitrash on what I build. Yondo nature binadamu, yondo nature binadamu.
I like this tune a lot. This is now a listening song where you are listening to an artist express themselves. It don't just talk about, oh, it's happy. I'm gonna. He's been spending the last 3-4 years trying to dare MCs and they have not come through. So what do you do? Speak to the masses. Tell them, bwana, nature binadamu bwana. Even ndio watu wako. If you are given great things, if you are given great responsibilities, if you don't take it up, to be taken away, and many other things. Sometimes, even if you are just being nice, sometimes you are fair, sometimes, but it just doesn't work. But the thing is to improve the probability of that success. Nobody cares how good you are, what. If you are not successful, they'll use you as a battle. Man, that guy is great, man. Yeah, that's all. Otherwise, you gotta work it. Mtu kama huyu msee, if he followed through trying to get these mainstream guys to accept him and play him and pay him, it was never going to work. Unaenda una kiburi, unafanya kitu yako mpaka umati yako inakuja, and that is your currency as an artist. Yondo nature binadamu. Yondo nature binadamu. Yes, sire. Khaligraph Jones come through kama kawa. Hey, I like that tune. It's away from all the aggro and what, so it's a beautiful song. It's talking about life there. Nimekubali mistari. I stopped talking about calligraph mistari because that's standard. Now it's what levels are we going to? Now this is more talking to people, what an artist is supposed to be, cultural phenomenon. Artists are cultural phenomenon, just like movies and any other things. Those are the things that enrich the culture. The communication of one culture to another is such things. Your philosophy hapo ndani ama vipi? I like the song. I like the song a lot. I give it 8.5 out of 10. Yes, sire. I just don't give 10s because there's always a level you can move to perfection. Yes? Khaligraph Jones hapo na nature binadamu. I don't know what you think about my reaction. Leave a comment down below. Like for the algorithm. And of course, subscribe to the channel. What are you doing over here?